Hi guys, welcome back to our video. So this morning we had packed our things up for our next location. I was making a video and then my phone fell. Anyway, so we're going to video our hotel that we stayed in. It was a radio hotel in Rome, and we're just checking out that morning because we needed to catch our train to Napoli. So this was as early as 5 a.m. in the morning. I think our train was for 8 something. It was for 8 something. So we took a bus that took us straight to the airport. Why do I keep saying airport? To the train station. And I just had to video this again, this monument. It looked nice, so I decided to put that in the video. So we went to the train station and to board our next train to Napoli. And guys, our next stop was actually to visit the Amalfi. Woo! I said, let us go and see the hype about this Amalfi, guys. Anyway, come on this journey with us to see the Amalfi coast. So we got to the train station and see, Italians are really nice people. Do you know that a lady fell down and like about 4 or 5 men rushed to pick her up? I was like, hey, this is really, really nice. Like they have this whole community togetherness thing, and I really, really like it about the Italians. So we finally got to our Italo train that was going to take us to Napoli. The train from Rome to Napoli was going to be about an hour 30 minutes, because then we'll take another train or bus from Napoli to the Amalfi. So I think there are different routes to go to the Amalfi coast, but this was the route that we had checked Google and we decided to use, and it was a lot more cost effective for us. So come on this trip to see the Amalfi with us.
Love yours. No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours.
So, guys, we had gotten to Napoli, and see, navigating transportation system, I think it's kind of the same everywhere in Europe, but just having to find your bus stop at every point. That's how we almost paid how much to enter one bus that was not our actual bus. Anyway, we finally found our bus stop and we waited for the bus to come. We wanted to go have breakfast in Napoli before we set up because we still had some time before heading to Amalfi. So the thing about the Amalfi was that we had just one day in to spend in Amalfi, and honestly I thought that it was short because every other place we had spent we had stayed 2 days there, but honestly it was just the amount of time to spend in Amalfi. We had the best croissant in Napoli, because tell me why this croissant was drawing like, it was drawing like, I don't know what it was drawing like, but it was so good. It was soft, it was succulent, it was great. I had mine with cappuccino and my sister had hers with hot chocolate. We just wanted to have something in our bellies before having our trip to Napoli. The bus that we saw that was going to take us to Napoli, to Amalfi rather, was going to be for about an hour 30 minutes as well. So we needed to stuff off our bellies before heading out. So we had a bit of time to eat and then we set out. We're still there enjoying ourselves, guys. As we're eating, we ate, we drank water. These guys even gave us water, which I think is very nice, because many restaurants they won't give you water until you order for it. So it was nice for us to have water, and we even asked for more water and they gave us. Finally, we found our bus and then we started off to the Amalfi. See guys, this Amalfi journey was not even funny. It was not funny. Low key, this Amalfi in a person village. Because like, why, tell me why, like, influencers doing influence. I think Amalfi is a nice place to visit. I think it's very cool to go to, but after this trip I just feel like Amalfi is a once in a lifetime kind of thing. If train, I still not train, if a helicopter is not taking me there, I don't think I'm gonna go anymore. But it was a nice experience, definitely as beautiful as they say it is, but the road was very narrow. It was very narrow and we kept having to climb a hill. with the car. So they had this whole escort thing going on for them in the Amalfi with this bus that we took. Oh. Like it was just S, and it was at some point I was getting dizzy. You see how the place is almost like a remote space, and this is like inside this place. You see that the Italians here, they are proper Italian. They know they speak. Hardly would you find people speaking, English. So we finally got to accommodation, and but they could still understand us and assist us when we needed. We got to accommodation. It was someone's house. The host was such a beautiful host. He was so nice to us, and his accommodation was properly done. It was properly furnished. It was really comfortable for us to stay. And I just decided
So
to our accommodation.
this
Next thing I
is
knew, we decided to
post
sleep. It was my
Amalfi.
sister. But I wanted to relax, but I didn't want to
Bath.
sleep. We had one day in Amalfi, and I wanted to
There.
enjoy the as much as possible. Before I knew it, my sister don't. She was knocked out. She slept for such a long time, and I realized I was like, "Sis, wake up! We have to be on our way to check out the Amalfi coast." So we finally stood up, started dressing up, and wanted to set out to Amalfi. Now, one thing about the whole Amalfi thing with the bus is that the buses were not as frequent. They came every 1 hour or every 2 hours, and we had to catch the bus at every time that I said it was going to come. So that was our goal. So this was me just getting ready to visit the Amalfi coast.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go.
On this trip, my best friend was my sunscreen because the weather was not smiling. It wasn't smiling at all. So we finally got on the bus, and just seeing from the hill how the Amalfi coast looks from here, I was already getting really, really excited. I was so happy, getting really excited for the Amalfi experience, and we just kept going and going. The S curve, guys, look at the S thing I'm talking about. They had like 1 million S's in this place, and at some point, I think when I was coming, I was a lot more dizzy, but going down, I was a lot more excited. Maybe just having to see the Amalfi coast. Finally, we arrived, and this place is just as beautiful as the influencers had actually said it was. But one thing I realized about Amalfi was many people were not really staying in Amalfi. Most people were going to Positano, Salerno, and another place. I don't know the other place, but we decided to go experience it. See just cars here being here, and we finally got to decide to visit Positano. So we went to look for tickets, and we paid for a ferry ticket, which was about 20 minutes ride, and I think it was €10 per person. 20 minutes ride to the Positano area.
Turn us to thousands.
We boarded the ferry, and it was a whole thing of people fighting to be by the side of the rail so that we could get the best view of the Amalfi. So this was also on the ferry to Positano, and I had to make a video in the wind. It was such a beautiful, would I call it an island? Anyway, I would say it's actually a very beautiful space. And in my head, I was like, again, this place, na person village. Oh. Somebody just came to probably advertise about Amalfi, and many people, and see how they brought a lot of tourists to this place for themselves. And one thing we noticed that many of the tourists were Americans. Like, you would just know from their vibe, their accent, Americans came all the way, like they were the ones visiting this Italy gang, and it was really nice. For I was happy for them, and it was nice for us to come here as well. So we got here, just made a random video about this is Positano, by the way. We arrived Positano, and honestly, there's not any different from the Amalfi that we're coming from. So we just made random videos and decided to go eat. Now, one thing we realized about the Amalfi was that the last train that was going to take us from Positano back to Amalfi was to close by 6:30, and we wanted to eat. When we realized we wanted to eat was by 5 something, and we're like, see, if they leave us on this island like this, transportation is not frequent. We don't know how we'll find our way. So we said, okay, let's just make videos of the area, and this was a really nice spot. We didn't realize until we said, okay, we're not going to eat anymore. So we made our videos and left the place. We started going to buy our last ticket. Can you believe that the place that we got our ticket for ferries said that they had closed, so we had to wait for their fellow company to come. We said, no worry, we'll just wait so that we can pay and go back to Amalfi. So we're able to find our way back to Aguilera because that's where we got our accommodation. Please, one tip I'll give you is that do not get your accommodation close to Amalfi. Is more expensive. So if you get your accommodation farther away, the farther away you are from Amalfi, the less expensive it is to be in the Amalfi area. So we now decided to go back down to get our ferry ticket to be on our way to Amalfi Coast so that we could be on our way back to our hotel. It was already stressful, but then we decided to stop by for ice cream. Unfortunately, I had ice cream, tasted all their flavors as I could. Such hospitable people, lovely. Do you know that the ice cream that I finished buying that was €4 for 2 scoops? So he went to pour. He poured on the road, on the floor. See the ice cream, I just finished eating it. I didn't even enjoy it. He now poured on the floor. Anyway, I went back for more and the guy saw me. I was like, oh my god, your ice cream poured. And then he now filled up my cup. Look at it. So yeah, we had more ice cream and I had to video the ice cream again that I saw that I left on the floor. And then finally we were on our way back to Amalfi. Now, guys, the struggle did not end there. We got back to the Amalfi. Time to now get on the bus that will take us back to Aguilera. It was a hassle. You know when you're in secondary school and everybody wants to enter the same bus at the same time? That was what it was. Nobody was, trying to leave space for the other person. It was like a whole thing, like we're in Moluwe. I just didn't video it and I don't know. I don't know why, but thinking about it right now, it was so stressful. I stood on that bus for hours, until we finally got to our stop. See everybody here waiting for the transportation system now, and it was just so crazy. You have to be fighting for your life with your legs. Your legs are tired. You also have to ensure that your purse or your belongings do not get missing. That's why I actually came with that funny purse, because I did not want to start fighting with handbag. Finally, we got our way out of Amalfi and came to have dinner in a restaurant that was pretty much 10 minutes away from where we were staying, and their food was pretty inexpensive. Imagine having pizza for €3, having pasta for €4, €5. I don't remember how much it was per se, but like we had lasagna. This was steak. Steak was like €10. I was like, no, let's just eat to our heart's content. And I'm sure food is a lot more cheaper here because this is not a tourist trap, and they had better portions and better prices for the food. So my sister had this seafood pasta clams, and I had spaghetti bolognese, because it's not me that's going to waste my money and my belly on food that I cannot eat. So we tried the food. It was really nice. The beef was rarely done. We forgot to tell them that we should make it fully cooked, but anyway, it was still eatable. And yeah, we just enjoyed our dinner. To be honest, Amalfi experience for us was okay, but me, I was still I was still panicking because we had to leave Amalfi the next morning very early so that we could catch our train to Venice. So, and that train was a lot more expensive, because I don't know why it was more expensive. Okay, you find out why it was more expensive. So yeah, this was my sister's food, and it tasted really nice. I think one thing that this Italian got so good was the seafood pasta, because it was really nice. So this was us just entering our hotel, and going to rest for our
And
dinners.
we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the